we got here?
These long-running survival horror franchises have scared players senseless, but only one can be crowned king. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today the Resident Evil franchise will throw it down with Silent Hill. Round 1. The plot. In 1996, Capcom's Resident Evil placed gamers in the role of a member of a special task force trapped in a mysterious mansion filled with zombies. Later installments had the outbreak spread to a nearby city, before a parasitic form of virus overtook European and African villages. Konami began producing its own survival horror franchise in 1999, with its installment centered on those who have ventured into a small, eerie town caught within multiple dimensions. These are filled with monsters created from nightmares, as well as the members of a cult. While Resident Evil pioneered the genre, Silent Hill did a solid by taking survival horror in a completely psychological direction. The vengeful town of Silent Hill makes for a far more interesting story than The Pursuit of Albert Wesker, whose villainy seems to hinge on the fact that he looks like a douchebag.
Wesker, you're pitiful.
Winner, Silent Hill. Round 2. Gameplay. Survival horror games are less about combat and more about evasion and puzzle solving. In both, players must ration their inventory to survive. Both also unfold with a sense of isolation that emphasizes the inherent weakness of the player. It's all about tone and pacing. Unfortunately, Resident Evil throws a wrench in these mechanics by featuring awkward controls originally spurred by its use of pre-rendered backgrounds. Sure, the newer games may be fully three-dimensional, but the characters still control like tanks. What, you want to walk and shoot at the same time? Well, you. Silent Hill escapes this particular design flaw, but in doing so introduces a follow cam that frequently chooses strange angles in an effort to create a cinematic flair. However, your character dies way too easily, gasps for air after sprinting, and has terrible aim. Sure, it's more realistic and is clearly there to add to the tension, but in the end, Resident Evil ends up being more fun. So despite its awkward controls and the inventory system disaster of number 5, it still takes the point. Winner, Resident Evil. Round 3, the characters. Resident Evil has always placed you in the role of law enforcement and skilled survivors, complete with B-movie dialogue.
Ouch! You're wounded! What kind of demon attacked you?
It was a huge snake, and also poisonous. Ugh.
Don't come this way! No!
Silent Hill places you in the shoes of an ordinary person who is neither trained nor prepared for combat, with the exception of Alex Shepard from Silent Hill Homecoming. This, again, is meant to add to the tension and makes you feel related to the character. However, while Resident Evil's characters may be a bit one-dimensional, characters like Leon Kennedy and Chris Redfield have become cultural icons within the gaming community. Okay, maybe just Leon. One more point for Resident Evil. Round 4, the creatures. In terms of creatures, most people recognize the majority of Resident Evil's monsters from popular culture. It even includes the dude from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, and look! The final boss, who appeared to be human at first, has morphed into a grotesque flesh creature halfway through the battle. What a surprise. The ghouls found in Silent Hill have a bit more of an original flair. These include the likes of corpse spiders, pyramid head, and even a human centipede. But what's most conceptually interesting is that the town itself is a character, giving the whole franchise a unique angle that pushes it to the win in this category. Winner, Silent Hill. Round 5, the scares and atmosphere. Resident Evil is definitely heavy on atmosphere, but it frequently relies on boo moments to deliver its scares. While the sequences in 4 and 5 in which the player is completely overwhelmed are noteworthy, they also serve to push the game away from survival horror and into the all-out action genre. The Silent Hill games, on the other hand, taught us that sometimes it's far scarier to have nothing happen at all, leaving you in constant anticipation. The fear of the unknown is frequently a much more potent formula. Plus, it has a creepier soundtrack. Winner, Silent Hill. By a score of 3-2, Silent Hill takes the win. While Resident Evil was the first official game within the subgenre and popularized the term, the series seems to have lost its roots. Silent Hill, on the other hand, continues to terrify us with its unexpected twists and monsters that come from truly sick minds.